coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7. SVG delegation describes recent Taiwan visit as productive and inspiring. St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre tables record-breaking budget in Parliament. Philippine workers march for wage hike amid energy emergency and soaring oil prices. And in sports, SVG senior men football team Vinci Heat to play 2 international friendlies in Bonaire. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. I am Twyla Thompson with the details. The recent official visit to Taiwan by the new administration, led by Deputy Prime Minister Honorable St. Clair Leacock, and including Ministers Honorable Sir Siobhan John and Honorable Lavon King, has been described as a productive and quite inspiring. Addressing a news conference today, Minister Leacock reported on the outcome of the visit. He noted that upon arrival in Taiwan, he reflected on the long-standing ties between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Taiwan, expressing deep appreciation for the tremendous assistance and the relationship both countries have enjoyed for nearly 45 years across many sectors, including education, agriculture, infrastructure, health, and fisheries. Minister Leacock said he emphasized that the NDP administration stands ready to build on the 17 years of relations between SVG and Taiwan under the leadership of Sir James Mitchell, and to continue where necessary from where the last administration left off. He added that during a luncheon with Taiwan's Foreign Affairs Minister, discussions were held on ideas for deepening cooperation in line with the NDP administration's 4 pillars of economic development: tourism, agriculture, the blue economy, and the new economy for the benefit of the people of both countries.
Our delegation highlighted the New Democratic Party's government's emphasis on economic diplomacy and discussed with the Foreign Minister opportunities for investment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the role that his ministry could play in communicating them to Taiwan's private sector. Late on Wednesday afternoon, our delegation had a focused interaction with the President of Taiwan, His Excellency Ling Chai-te, who welcomed us warmly. I emphasized the New Democratic Party's view on Constituent Development Fund and its commitment to the establishment of the Constituent Development Fund, and made a very direct appeal for Taiwan to assist us in better representative politics in St. Vincent and the Grenadines through contribution to that Constituent Development Fund. I need not remind the media that this is a cause that I've been championing since 2009, where we must get a good fit between ministerial politics and representative politics and make sure that our Constitution's requirement for existence of constituencies is properly aligned with the financial architecture that is in place. We do not now have such a proper representation.
Minister Leacock said Taiwan's president pledged his government's support to the NDP administration, expressing his desire to deepen ties in established areas of cooperation as well as explore new avenues of integration. He noted that the delegation's time in Taiwan also included visits and meetings with a number of key ministries and agencies.
As regards my portfolio, we paid postal calls on the National Police Agency, the National Security Bureau, and the Criminal Investigation Bureau. In each of these meetings, I outlined the national security realities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including the impact of cross-border criminal enterprises and our government's plan vision for creating a safe and secure St. Vincent and the Grenadines for residents and visitors alike. We exchanged ideas on how Taiwan could assist St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including in training, knowledge transfer, and capacity building, as well as in physical asset development and human resource development. As an immediate first step, St. Vincent and the Grenadines was invited to participate in several training programs being offered by Taiwan. Some of our police officers and national security personnel can expect to benefit from these training initiatives this year. The details will be announced at an appropriate time. The visit to these agencies provided useful insights into Taiwan's experience and lessons from St. Vincent and the Grenadines can learn as it strengthens its national security apparatus and operations, included in areas that are not appropriate for public discussion.
Minister Leacock, who holds responsibility for national security, said the delegation toured a forensic laboratory where they were given a demonstration of the techniques and technologies Taiwan uses in applying forensic science to crime fighting. He expressed hope that further developments later this year would come through collaboration with the Regional Security System, RSS, to manage a forensic facility for member states. The delegation also visited the Mackay Memorial Hospital, which has been conducting medical missions to SVG for almost a decade and providing training to Vincentian medical practitioners in Taiwan. Minister Leacock said he inquired about upgrading the current level of cooperation, similar to what is being assessed through World Pediatric for specialized treatment. He noted that assurances were given that this request would be considered favorably. The delegation also gained practical insight into how a not-for-profit hospital can be managed effectively and how health information systems can improve the efficiency and healthcare delivery. Minister Leacock said another major area of focus during the visit was the Annisville Acute Hospital, currently under construction, which is being funded by the government of Taiwan. He noted that when the NDP administration took office, the hospital project was already 8 months behind schedule and has since slipped to approximately 12 months behind. He said discussions were held with the Department for Overseas Development Investment Cooperation, a state-backed agency, and both parties are now clear on the way forward. He reaffirmed the NDP administration's commitment to delivering a state-of-the-art general hospital at Annisville to the Vincentian people as close as possible, if not ahead of the agreed timeline.
The discussion was frank but fruitful in communicating the Democratic Party's government's commitment to the project. I do not go into much further details, except to say that I had the privilege to accompany the Minister of Health in meetings between the consultants to this project, the contractors to this project, and our own client. And it was forcefully relayed to the constructing firm that we must resolve all the nuances that are necessary to catch up with the backlog and to get this project back on stream and on time. Not that it is just politically sensitive, but our people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines deserve affordability, accessibility, and availability of a most modern hospital facility. And that was properly represented to the consultants. They, of course, identified some of their own issues and concerns, and I think they will be visiting St. Vincent shortly to continue with conversations with the Minister of Health and the Prime Minister on the urgencies that should be attended here.
Minister of Social Welfare Atal, Honorable Siobhan John, who also addressed today's news conference, noted that from the moment of their arrival in Taiwan, the delegation was met with a warm and generous welcome. She said all diplomatic protocols were observed at the highest level, reflecting the deep respect and long-lasting friendship between the two countries. Minister John, who also has responsibility for national heritage, said the delegation had the privilege of visiting the Council of Indigenous Peoples. She described the visit as a historic moment, noting that it marked the first such visit by a Caribbean nation with diplomatic ties to Taiwan.
The Council, now celebrating 30 years, shared its journey of advocacy and progress. Like many indigenous communities around the world, they have faced marginalization and continues to strive for recognition and empowerment. We identified strong commonalities between their experiences and those within our region. Discussions were held on fostering cultural exchange and heritage partnership, and we are optimistic about future collaboration in this area.
Minister John also praised the leadership of the Deputy Prime Minister during the visit, commending his role in guiding the delegation's engagements and strengthening diplomatic relations.
In every engagement, our country's financial realities, social conditions, and economic priorities were clearly and effectively articulated. This ensured that our Taiwanese counterparts fully understand our needs and our aspirations, particularly as we seek meaningful partnership to support national development.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, Foreign Investment, and Diaspora Affairs says it continues to closely monitor the ongoing challenges affecting the Republic of Cuba, particularly widespread power outages and fuel shortages that have significantly impacted daily life in recent months. In a statement, the ministry said that through the Embassy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in Cuba, the government has maintained active engagement with Vincentian students currently pursuing studies there. The ambassador-designate Angela Jackson met with 42 students on March 14th and 18th and remains in regular communication with others. The ministry noted that despite these circumstances, the students have demonstrated commendable resilience and commitment. It said they remain focused on their studies and are determined to successfully complete their programs, reflecting a strong sense of purpose and national pride. The ministry further stated that at a recent meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, held in St. Kitts and Nevis, regional leaders collectively expressed concern about the situation in Cuba and affirmed a coordinated CARICOM commitment to provide support. The ministry commended the strength, perseverance, and dedication of Vincentian students in Cuba and reaffirmed its continued engagement through established diplomatic channels. Member of Parliament of North Leeward and Minister of Tourism et al., Honorable Dr. Kishore Shallow, said the conversation must continue with the people as the government works to foster a more inclusive culture, ensuring that every Vincentian feels part of the changes in how the government operates. Speaking on NBC Radio Today, Dr. Shallow described his first 100 days in office as seamless, noting that his administrative background allowed him to transition smoothly into his role as Minister of Tourism.
It's really just another, task, another mission for me in terms of I'm always focused on, what the purpose of, what's my purpose here. And my purpose is to elevate, in this particular role, is to elevate our tourism product, elevate St. Vincent and Grenadines. In the early stages of any new administrative role, and you have to take some time to, ascertain, information, get, understand the culture, understand, the different policies that exist, understand the principles, and so on. And that takes time, naturally. You could accelerate it, but it still will take time, because what you want to do is, when you're making key decisions, you want to be well informed.
Minister Shallow said he has spent time engaging with understanding the staff within his ministry. He noted that one of his early observations was a level of disconnection among the various departments, emphasizing that it is important for all units to work together in a coordinated manner to effectively build and strengthen the tourism sector.
Is looking at where we are as a country, our tourism product is nowhere as mature as it should be. And I think one of my key roles is to ensure that we get to that point of maturity as a tourism destination, so that we could compete with our neighboring islands and even internationally. Because I would say that we are quite ripe for development, and to be at our very peak, but it will take some, it will still take some effort, and it starts with everyone understanding what role, you know, they have to play in order for us to get to that ultimate goal.
4-year REACH program launched to tackle adolescent sexual health issues in SVG. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
Welcome to SISTAR.
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited,
Where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures.
Welcome to SISTAR.
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited.
Where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to C-Star, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. C-Star Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of, one that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stacko Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stacko Cash, new Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes, available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
Life can be stressful. Work, family, finances, it all adds up. Feeling overwhelmed, struggling with relationships, need help managing stress? You don't have to go through it alone. The Employee Assistance Program, Public Service, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, EAP, is here for you. We have confidential and professional counselors ready to listen and offer support for any personal challenge you might be facing, helping you find balance and get back to feeling your best. Call us today at 784-570-6718 or email eap.mps@gov.vc for more information, because a healthier you is a happier you. At the Employee Assistance Program, Public Service, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, your well-being is our concern.
Welcome back. Issues impacting adolescent sexual health in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are set to be addressed through a 4-year project being implemented by Alinea International. The project, Reproductive Education and Adolescent Community Health, REACH, aims to provide greater access to health services for young people. REACH Project Director Heather McIntosh said she is hopeful the initiative will contribute to a further reduction in teenage pregnancy in SVG.
We know that adolescent fertility among 15 to 19-year-olds is falling, so that's good news. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it fell from 45 in 2020 to 42 in 2023, according to the UN World Population Prospects Report. And yet, every adolescent pregnancy means a girl is challenged to reach her full potential, and extra supports are needed. Every adolescent or youth unable to access services does not have the opportunity to benefit fully from their right to health and well-being. And we know that sometimes adolescents and youth in the most vulnerable settings can fall between the cracks. And we are here together to prevent that from happening.
Alinea International has expressed concern about the state of reproductive health following a baseline survey which revealed the need for improved quality of care and equal access to services. REACH project manager Cynthia Fontanelle highlighted that the stigma remains a major challenge and noted the limited availability of youth-friendly services.
Many adolescents continue to face stigma and fear of judgment when seeking care. For example, in St. Vincent, nearly 39% reported being afraid of being seen at a clinic, while 68% believe that the age group is judged negatively when accessing SRHR services. Communication gaps between parents and the youth also remain a challenge. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, only 10% of young people reported feeling comfortable discussing SRHR services or matters with their parents.
Minister of Health, Honorable Daniel Cummins, said that while there has been a decline on overall population size, there remains a concerning number of young women struggling to raise children, often as single parents.
From my own personal experience in my constituency, the young women of productive age who are indeed producing, in some instances, far more kids than they can attend to, are the ones who are unemployed and uneducated and come from families without support. And our society seems incapable of assisting them.
The REACH project is also being implemented in Dominica, Grenada, and St. Lucia. It is expected that by the end of the initiative, stigma surrounding adolescent sexual and reproductive health will be reduced, access to health services will improve, and the rate of adolescent pregnancy will decline. Police are investigating the discovery of a lifeless body in the Otley Hall area, identified as Sebastian Bassi John, a man known to law enforcement authorities. Officers were called to the scene earlier today following reports of a body and immediately secured the area as investigations began. Speaking with SVG-TV at the scene, Superintendent of Police Elgin Richards, head of the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, said the probe is still in its early stages and they are working to determine the circumstances surrounding John's death.
We're responding to a report of a scene of a deceased male. He is probably in his mid-50s, but I could confirm that he succumbed to his injuries by way of gunshot wounds. The time could have been sometime after about 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. today. In terms, his name is Sebastian John, living in this area. Matter of fact, the house that he succumbed to his death in belongs to him. Preliminary investigation suggests.
Superintendent Richards urged anyone with information that could assist the investigation to come forward.
At this time, we are calling out, asking the public to any information they have, they can call in and give that information to the police. You don't necessarily have to come in, but you could call. Our number at CID is 4561 810, or you can call our police control at 745-71211. Any information at all leading to a suspect will be indeed welcomed.
The police have urged and assured that updates will be provided as more details emerge. 41-year-old Keon Denny was this morning remanded into custody when he appeared before the Serious Offences Court charged with the murder of popular character Moon Tai Thomas. Thomas on Monday afternoon sustained multiple chop wounds about his body and head in what has been described as one of the most brutal cutlass attacks in the history of this country. Videos from the scene of the attack showed a mutilated Thomas on the ground in a pool of blood, writhing in pain as he awaited transportation to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital in capital Kingstown. Reports said Thomas died shortly after arrival at the hospital. It is alleged that the savage attack stemmed from the dispute over ice and $60 on Sunday. When Denny appeared before the Serious Offences Court on Wednesday, he was not required to plead to the indictable offense. He was asked by Chief Magistrate Colin John how he was feeling, and he said he was okay. Asked if he knew where he was, Denny said yes in court. Asked if he knew where he was in court, he said for chopping up a guy. Denny was remanded into custody. The prosecution told the court that the investigation involved 15 witnesses. The matter has been adjourned to April 27th, 2026. St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre to table record-breaking budget focused on citizen welfare. This from the region when we return. Stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs, and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best. the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Welcome back. St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre on Tuesday presented the largest ever fiscal package in the island's parliament. The Prime Minister said he intends to use this 2026-2027 budget to tackle the direct challenges confronting everyday citizens. Ahead of Tuesday's session, the Prime Minister emphasized that government spending will align with urgent national development needs. We hear more in this report.
Real issues that affect St. Lucians. That's what we're going to be dealing with in that budget. A real budget for the country to be able to survive in these trying times. It's going to be the largest budget ever in St. Lucia's history. A budget of $2.18 billion. It's a budget that we have to be very careful in how we crafted it, but we crafted it when we crafted the budget, the situation in Iran had not been what it is today. So the budget is crafted using oil prices at that time. Let me make it clear. When the budget was crafted, the situation in Iran was not what it is today. Or let's put it this way, the geopolitical situation was not what it is now.
During Monday's pre-cabinet press briefing, Prime Minister Pierre expressed confidence in St. Lucia's ability to navigate a turbulent geopolitical landscape, despite global oil and commodity prices driving up costs. The Prime Minister remains optimistic even as revenue collections feel the impact.
But if and when adjustments are required, we will come to the public and inform them.
The Prime Minister also confirmed that the government will maintain its cooking gas subsidy at an increased level to cushion the financial burden on local households.
The international news is coming up next. Stay with us.
Courts is giving you the chance to experience the Caribbean's premier music and arts event, the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. Every Courts purchase of $2,999 or more from now to April 23rd gives you a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip for two to enjoy the music, the flair, and to create unforgettable memories for you and your guests. Don't miss this opportunity. Shop today only at Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stacko Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stacko Cash. New Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes. Available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
Welcome back. On the international scene, labor activists are marching towards the presidential palace in Manila, demanding the government double the national minimum wage following President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s declaration of a national energy emergency. Oil prices in the Philippines have more than doubled since the U.S. and Israel launched attacks against Iran. and protesters warn the cost of basic foods and services will rise sharply. They're calling for the suspension of full taxes, price caps on essential commodities, and the scrapping of the oil deregulation law, which they say gives business control over fuel pricing. We hear more in this report.
Following Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s declaration of a national energy emergency, labor rights activists are rallying and marching towards the presidential palace, calling for higher wages, double the national minimum wage, as oil prices have more than doubled since the United States and Israel first launched attacks against Iran. These activists have been calling for higher wages even before the current economic crisis brought about by the conflict in the Middle East, but now they say it's more urgent than ever because surely prices of basic goods and services will also go up.
We won't accept the argument that wages can be raised because we are in a crisis. That would mean we bear the burden when it's not our fault. It's the fault of the US for starting a war.
These protesters also say measures under the executive order declaring a national emergency don't go beyond what they describe as band-aid solutions that the government has already been implementing. For instance, cash handouts and fuel subsidies, the crackdown on fuel hoarding and profiteering, and energy-saving measures. They say that the executive order does not explicitly give the government power to, for example, put price caps on basic commodities and control.
That's the news. Sports is just ahead with Triska Campbell. But before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
The weather report sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. Then came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Present conditions, partly cloudy and breezy, winds northeast at 26 kilometers per hour. Temperature 26.0 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 76%. Barometric pressure 1012.7 millibars. 24-hour rainfall nil. Today's maximum temperature 28.5 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 23.2 degrees Celsius. Sunset 6:05 p.m. and sunrise would be at 6:15 a.m. The forecast, fair to occasionally cloudy and breezy with a few isolated showers. The synopsis, Atlantic high pressure system, is the dominant feature.
The weather report was sponsored by General Hardware.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our country help St. Vincent's economy and its growth. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Good evening and welcome to the Evening Sports. I'm Triska Campbell. We hear that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation senior men's national team Vincy Heat departed the state yesterday, March 24th, 2026 for Bonaire, where they will participate in 2 international friendly matches later this week. Vincy Heat will first face host nation Bonaire on March 26th at 8 p.m., followed by a match against Barbados on March 29th at 4 p.m. Both matches will be played at the Antonio Trinidad Stadium in Bonaire. According to a press release, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, Otashi Spring, noted that the tour is an important part of the Federation's ongoing efforts to expose Vincentian players to higher levels of competition and provide valuable international match experience. The matches will also give the technical staff an opportunity to assess both locally based and overseas-based players as the Federation continues to build and strengthen the national program. Cricket West Indies has denied right-arm Trinbagonian pacer Jayden Seales a no-objection certificate (NOC) to play country cricket in England this summer. Here's more on this from TTT Sports.
Cricket West Indies' decision to deny the no-objection certificate has scuppered Jayden Seales' move to Hampshire for the English County Cricket Championship, where the 24-year-old was set to replace Australian Michael Neser, himself withdrawn by Cricket Australia. It's a bitter blow for Seales, who impressed across 10 matches for Sussex in 2024 and 2025, and raises fresh questions about CWI's stance on player development opportunities abroad. TTT Sport reached out to CWI's Director of Cricket, Miles Bascom, for clarification, to which he explained that the NOC was denied due to workload management for Seales.
Jayden is key to our plans across formats. We have a plan for his management heading into a pretty hectic home series schedule, and then CPL, and continuing after that with our tours to India and Bangladesh. So we have a plan for his management, which includes him participating in the West Indies Championship for his franchise, and then going into a couple of camps and then our home series.
The Barbados Pride squad is fully prepared for the upcoming Cricket West Indies regional 4-day competition set to bowl off in Jamaica in just over a week. The Barbados Cricket Association last week named an experienced 13-member team, despite the absence of several West Indies players who are unavailable for various reasons. The Pride will be led by former West Indies Test captain Craig Brathwaite, who told a media conference that he is ready to lead from the front. Meanwhile, Chairman of Selectors Henderson Brooms says both the batting and the bowling departments are strong.
I'm very excited about this season. I think the coaching staff, head coach and Ryan, I must say Andrew Emtage as well, did a superb job, in building up this team from January till now. So for me, it's not about personally what I want to do. It's about being a leader. That's what I strive on. And, for the same victims to speak about, and these younger guys, I think they are the future. So I think, with Kyle Mears in the squad and Jamel Warrican as well, it's about guiding the future.
When I look at the strength for the team, it would be, in my view, an all-round collective. We've been playing together. Some of the guys have been playing together for a number of years, and our preparation period started right after the Super 50 in November, December. So collectively, I wouldn't want to just identify a particular era. I think our collectiveness, our cohesiveness, and the will to play as a team has finally gotten through to the guys that is representing the island.
The opening round of the 2026 competition is set to begin on April 4th. And that's how we end sports this evening. I'm Triska Campbell. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Welcome back. Thank you, Triska, for bringing us the evening sports. Now for a second look at the headlines. SVG delegation describes recent Taiwan visit as productive and inspiring. St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre presents record-breaking budget in Parliament focused on citizens' welfare. Philippine workers march for wage hike amid energy emergency and soaring oil prices. And in sports, SVG senior men's football team Vinci Heat to play 2 international friendlies in Bonaire. Now for a recap of the local weather forecast. The forecast fair to occasionally cloudy and breezy with a few isolated showers. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Twyla Thompson, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also check out SVG-TV's News in 15 Days at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing and enjoy the rest of your evening.